I told you in New Orleans how it would be out here.
You most certainly did not.
The hell I didn't.
The hell you did.
I told you how it is out in this country. I was honest with you.
You never once mentioned the dust storms, the sand fleas, the beetles, and the damn loneliness of it all.
I asked you to come out here and live with me, and you came. I even let you bring your cousin with you. He is your cousin.
You leave Cousin John out of this.
The only place we ever lost him was in the bedroom, and even then I could feel him hovering around the door jamb like some anxious mother.
You didn't tell me you were a widower with 3 children either.
I forgot.
You forgot? Dear Lord.
That's all. I forgot to tell you. In New Orleans...
In New Orleans? In New Orleans, we wined and danced the night away, and, mister, I can hardly wait to go back.
Suppose you'll be going back to what you were when I met you.
Yes, I suppose I shall. I'm rather good at it. Remember?
I warned you in New Orleans, didn't I? I told you couldn't believe anything a Westerner says. They're the most adept liars in the entire world.
I wouldn't say that.
Then don't. Westerners.
We'd like to go to New Orleans.
From here?
Well, we got to hear from there. You do have trains going east, don't you? They don't just all go west and disappear, do they?
Got just as many going east as going west. That's kind of the way it works out.
When is the next one?
4 days.
4 days?
Well, now, there's a westbound going through tomorrow morning. You can take that as far as King City, if you've a mind to, and lay over there for the eastbound.
There's nothing at all until tomorrow morning?
That's what I just got done telling you, didn't I? Now, if you care to sit a spell, I'll take you over to my house, and I can rent you a bed for $1. If you're hungry, supper will be another $1. If you want to wash up, that's 50 cents. And rags to dry with is a quarter.
Probably charge for the use of your outhouse, too.
Now, what kind of a fella do you think I am to charge you for the use of his outhouse?
Well, something, anyway.
Paper will cost you 50 cents.
What were you?
I beg your pardon?
Well, I heard you tell that man you're going back to what you were good at. What was it that you were so good at?
not what you're thinking.
What am I thinking?
Considering the pitifully few things a woman is permitted to be in this world, you're probably thinking prostitute.
No, because you don't look anything like one of them. You don't look anything like Nellie Pig or Diamond Tooth Lil. I'm Jeremy Collins. What's yours?
Apparently, you suffer from overdeveloped curiosity. Now, will you please leave me alone?
Sure. Easiest thing to do in this world is to leave somebody alone.
Alice? Alice, we'll have to stay here tonight. This gentleman has informed me there isn't a train going east for 4 days. Tomorrow morning, we'll go to a place called King City. Wait for it.
Mighty lively place, King City. It was named after a poker hand, where a pair of kings beat a full house.
How could a pair of kings beat a full house?
Easy. Fellow with a pair of kings pulled a 45. Well, now, you two come with me.
Which two?
The woman and that one there that looks like he was weaned on a pickle and growed up wormy. This is where me and my woman used to sleep. She always claimed she was gonna fix it up early, but she never got around to it.
Where is she, your woman?
I buried her. Had to. She was dead. Yeah, I come in here one day and she was sitting at the table deader than a can of corned beef. Poor woman didn't even have a chance to finish her bowl of prunes. Hit me pretty hard, ma'am. But what come close to shaking me was after I'd done finished digging her grave, I come in here to get her and she was all stiffened up. Harder than a railroad tie. I couldn't straighten her out. Had to bury her sitting up. Poor woman has to sit up straight and proper till Judgment Day. If you'd care for a bowl of prairie hen stew that ain't but a week old, I can give you a discount.
Oh, I'm not hungry. Thank you, really.
Why don't we take turns sleeping while the other keeps watch?
Oh.
And I think we could be in New Orleans tonight. Dining at Antoine's. Violins. Vintage wine.
Oh, stop torturing yourself. We're where we are, and that's it.
King City. Probably another one of these western holes with nothing but saloons and gambling. Alice? Alice, what are you doing? No, I take it back. I know what you're doing. You're planning on gambling when we get there, aren't you?
Of course.
Of course. You'll sit at a table with men. They'll become familiar with you. And one of them will take vulgar liberties, and I'll have to shoot him, just like I had to shoot that man in Natchez. Alice, every time you sit at the table, something disastrous happens to both of us, and you know it.
Do stop going on so, Cousin John. It inhibits my concentration.
Your concentration be damned. I'm going to be killed someday because of you. Dead writer's of no use to anyone, especially to himself.
You haven't written a word in months, and I haven't gambled in months. I just hope I'm not getting rusty. That stuff's going to kill you.
Something eventually kills everyone. This just happens to be my choice.
never been after a bounty hunter before.
I never even heard of going after a bounty hunter. But there's a lot of things ain't been done till somebody done them. There's a first time for everything. Except dying. And that ain't a first time, it's an only time. You sure are a deep thinker, J.D. Ain't he a deep thinker, though, Mason?
Makes me tremble.
Let's go.
I don't reckon you'd care for a plate of stew before it leaves home and goes off on its own.
Oh, I ate last week, thanks.
Ain't that queer? This stew hasn't been heated up for 3 days and it's still bubbling.
It's not bubbling. There's something swimming in there.
By dang, you're right.
This man come through here the last few days?
You trying to spoil my appetite?
Have you seen him?
No, I ain't seen him. Don't want to see him. Don't never want to see nobody as ugly as him.
Yeah, if he comes through here, don't mess with him. Telegraph the sheriff over in King City, you hear?
Be an angel and turn off the light, will you hear?
Don't you think it'd be safer to leave it on?
Oh, John, do you think some horrid, hairy, six-legged thing is going to come crawling out of a hole to get you?
Alice, I wish you hadn't suggested that.
Oh, John, will you please turn off the light and come to sleep?
Alice, just in case.
Oh, thank you.
Good night, Cousin Alice.
Good night, Cousin John.
Sorry. Hope I didn't wake you.
I'm not a heavy sleeper. Particularly not in a place like this.
Would you like some coffee?
Thank you. Thanks.
Welcome.
Do you do this often?
What's that?
Wander around the prairie? Saddlebags and no horse?
Oh, well, my horse was shot this morning. Third horse I've lost like that this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you a lawman? Or a bandit?
Apparently, you suffer from an overdeveloped curiosity.
Touché. I'm Alice Moffat. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. I'm an only child, and I dislike the color orange.
I'm Jeremy Collins. I'm from nowhere, trying to get somewhere. And I've picked a low road to get there.
Tax collector?
I'm a bounty hunter, Miss Moffat. I bring him in dead or alive, no questions asked.
You sound like you really enjoy your work.
No, I don't. I never have. But I'm good at it. I've been doing it since the war. This poster here, this is my last one. He's worth $5,000. When I get him, I'm going to California. You ever been to California?
I haven't even thought about it.
That's good country. Good weather all year. Kind of perfect for horse breeding, you know?
Is that what you plan to do?
That's precisely what I plan to do. As soon as I bring him in, I don't like to leave unfinished business.
This place we're going to tomorrow, King City, do you know it well?
Well enough to know you won't like it. It's not a town for a lady.
Is that what you've decided I am?
Well, you talk like a lady. And you certainly look like a lady.
And you've already decided I won't like this town because there's lots of liquor and gambling, all that?
Mostly all that.
Alice, don't you think it's about time you got some sleep?
Dad, I'll go back to sleep. I suppose I should try. Well, thanks for the coffee.
My pleasure. Miss Moffat, I work out of King City. Maybe we'll meet again. Miss Moffat? I just wanted another look. Good night.
Good night. Why are you staring at me?
You read that Bible since we were children. I often wonder why. Is it all those gory beheadings, murders, assassinations, fiery furnaces? Is that what intrigues you?
This is the only thing Father ever gave me that he didn't take back after he disowned me. Maybe that's why I read it. This book and a royal flush are the only two things in my life that have never changed. And you, of course, Cousin John. You've never changed.
You like him, don't you?
I beg your pardon?
That horseless ne'er-do-well. You're rather taken with him, aren't you?
I barely know him.
You got out of bed in the middle of the night to talk to him.
Cousin John?
Just trying to protect you, Alice.
Are you telling me what kind of man I should like and shouldn't like?
Well, you haven't been very successful with men thus far, have you?
Well, more successful than you've been with these pages that keep promising to turn into a novel.
Oh, Alice, there's no need to change the subject by insulting me.
John, we have been together since the year one, and I have loved you like a brother. But at times you can be so tedious.
Tedious? Alice, it's amazing I'm not in a madhouse.
Oh, yes. A proper Bostonian in a heathen land. And a writer of promise who hasn't put pen to paper in more than a year.
How can I when you occupy all my time? When my every waking hour is devoted to you.
Are you trying to tell me that I'm the reason you don't write? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
700, 800, 900.
Yes, miss?
Sherry, please.
I don't mean any disrespect, miss, but this parlor car is first class only.
I am first class. Can't you tell?
When's the last time you saw something like that west of the Mississippi?
Not a bad likeness, is it? You could scare our kids with it. Bounty hunter left it. That Collins. For a whole year now, every time a breeze comes up, I can smell him coming. Now it's my turn. One who left this, where'd he go?
King City.
I reckon he told you to use that there telegraph if you happen to see me. Yeah, that sure is what he told you. You ain't never seen me, old man. In your whole miserable life, you ain't never seen me.
Yes, how clumsy of me.
And I think it's the train that's clumsy, ma'am.
Would it be terribly forward if I were to ask if I could sit here for a moment? The man in the seat next to me is smoking the most frightful cigar. Of course, your wife will be back.
Cousin.
I beg your pardon?
Well, the lady sitting next to me who occupies that seat is my cousin. We're traveling together. You might say I'm her guardian.
How quaint.
Excuse me. May I introduce myself? My name is Paul McCarthy.
Alice Moffat.
Miss, Mrs.?
Miss.
Miss Moffat, how are you enjoying New Mexico territory?
Well, all I can say is, Mr. McCarthy, out here one feels less constrained by ancient protocol and family tradition, if you know what I mean.
Well, I think that what you are saying is, Miss Moffat, that you enjoy the freedom to do as you please.
Exactly.
Well, in that case, I feel free to invite you to join me and my friends. Are you familiar with a card game called stud poker?
Well, I have played it.
I assure you that anything you lose would be returned to you after the game. My friends and I would never think of taking money from a lady. It is your company that we prize.
What if by some strange happenstance I should win?
Naturally, you would keep your winnings, Miss Moffat. Our losses to you would be our pleasure.
Oh, how fortunate for the weaker sex.
Gentlemen, may I introduce Miss Moffat, Mr. Carter, Mr. Gray.
Gentlemen.
Pleasure, ma'am.
What did you say this game was called?
A 5-card stud, Miss Moffat. Of course, if you prefer another game, why, we'd be more than happy to accommodate.
Oh, not at all. I mean, it really is just to pass the time, isn't it?
You know how to deal, Miss Moffat?
Well, perhaps not as well as you gentlemen, but I can deal.
Please, do us the honor. We'll let you set the limit, Miss Moffat.
Really? Oh, can't that be dangerous?
Well, we're not worried.
Carl? The game is 5-card stud. Nothing wild and no limit.
No limit.
Oh, limits is such a bother, don't you think?
It's so unusual to see a gentleman like yourself reading the Bible. Are you a man of the cloth?
It's not mine.
Well, if you're not a preacher, may I ask what you are?
I'm a writer.
Really?
Yeah.
A writer? Huh. What have you written?
Nothing.
I see. You're traveling in search of the right atmosphere.
No, I'm traveling because my cousin is traveling.
I myself enjoy travel. A new face, a chance encounter.
Supper. Supper service. Supper. Supper service.
Oh, the book of Proverbs. So filled with beautiful truths. The lips of a strange woman dropped as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil.
But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword.
Perhaps I'll just leave you to your Bible and to the care of your cousin. Pity.
How do you think you're gonna like playing poker when you learn how to play the game, Miss Muffet?
Does the lady over there work this road regularly?
Never seen her before.
Queen's bet 500.
Ten of hearts, king of diamonds.
The Queen's bet 1,000.
Queen of spades, ten of clubs.
The three ladies bet 3,000.
I'll be right back. Jake, lend me a few thousand. I can't let her get away with a bluff like that.
What makes you think she's bluffing, McCarthy?
Oh, she's gotta be bluffing. No woman can have a run of luck like that.
The cards don't know she's a woman.
Just a few thousand.
I don't loan money, McCarthy. You know that.
Jake, she's cleaned me out. The only thing I got left is my house.
You're so dumb, McCarthy. You know that? Look at that face. You don't see a poker face like that in no choir loft. Can't learn it in no finishing school for young gentlewomen either. See it across poker tables from Boston to San Francisco and from Chicago to El Paso. Seems to me all you can do is fold. Or call.
Jake, she's bluffing. I know it.
You don't know nothing about her. You already proved that. But if you're so sure she's bluffing, McCarthy, you shouldn't mind putting up your house.
I have a house in King City. It's got to be worth at least $3,000.
Do you know this man? For how long?
Years.
Does he have a house? Then it's your play.
I call.
A straight does not beat a full house. Where's my house?
I don't like it. It couldn't be nobody but him. That's why I don't like it. He's smarter than that to have a fire going.
You don't know we're after him.
This whole thing smells like an invitation to a party I don't want to go to.
Then let me go. I owe him one.
What if it ain't him?
And it won't be the first mistake we ever made.
This is it?
This is King City, lady. What'd you expect? A Kentucky estate?
Well, it certainly doesn't look like it's worth $3,000.
Yeah. It's what's inside that counts.
Mr. McCarthy, I would like to speak to you in private.
What?
Man, that's my hat.
Hi, honey. We're gonna play Climb the Mountain, and I'm gonna be the mountain.
You, sir, are a liar.
Me? How'd I lie? I said I had a house. Is this a house?
I want my $3,000.
Oh, you'll get it, lady. Your split with the girls is 60-40.
Is it indeed?
Every one of those girls averages 8-10 weeks, 7 days a week.
Excuse
And
me.
sometimes-
Excuse me. What is a wink?
A wink is all a man gets until he pays. And in this house, every wink pays. Why, this house earned me over $5,000 last year, so don't tell me it ain't worth $3.
I am not a madam.
You are now.
I certainly am not. Why, without those women, you couldn't get $200 a year in rent for this house.
You don't want it, huh?
No, I don't want it.
Well, it's all right with me. You do it your way. I'll keep the house and we'll forget the whole thing.
The devil will forget the whole thing. You lost. I won.
What's your whole name?
Alice Moffat.
Alice Moffat. Well, Alice Moffat. You're in business. But if you want some advice, don't raise the rates. There's too many going in this town for less. Good luck, Alice Moffat.
You're very kind to me. Would you give me my hat back, please? Thank you.
The prettiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you so much.
Now, can I help you with your boots?
No. Thank you very
Are
much.
you
I'll
sure?
just take them. They must be very heavy.
Now, I'll see you later. Remember, you promised
Promised? Promised what?
to see me later.
Oh, well, I'll see you later. This is a zoo. An absolute zoo. There are animals here. Alice. Alice, you're not entertaining the idea.
Oh, of course not.
Good. Then why do you look so contented. So like a pussycat with her belly full of warm cream.
I was just thinking what Father would say if he could see me now. And where I am.
Well, if you thought gambling was disgraceful enough to banish you from Boston and our family, I can... Alice, this is typical of what happens every time you play poker.
This game isn't over with yet. One way or the other, I'm going to get my $3,000.
Come on, give it to me.
Get your hands off me.
Give me my money.
I ain't giving you nothing, and that's that.
Damn you, you promised to pay me. This ain't no sanitarium, and I ain't here for no health cure. Ow! Give it to me.
You.
Me?
Yes, you. Come in here.
Who's she?
I don't know.
What is your name?
Betsy Jenkins. But they call me Baby Doe.
Well, Baby Doe, I'm the new owner now. Has this man been with you?
Yes.
Then pay her.
No, she won't do nothing.
I did too.
What exactly do you want her to do?
Well, she could act like she's alive. She don't even talk to me.
What would you like her to say?
She can at least say something sweet.
For example?
Like she loves me or something.
Do you love him?
Love you?
Obviously, she doesn't love you. Do you want her to lie to you?
I don't want her to lie to me. I want her to say it and mean it.
Then just pay her for her time.
I ain't giving her nothing.
Cousin Alice only meant it as a suggestion.
Pick it up, hand it to her, and say thank you.
I ain't saying thank you. Thank you.
Well, my name is Alice Moffat. I'm the new owner of this house.
Back in town, huh?
What's it look like to you, Jack?
Looks like to me you're back in town. That's how come I commented on it. There you go. Ugly, ain't he?
Seems to be the general opinion.
What'd he want it for?
Everything but being ugly. Killed a man in Fort Worth, one in Albuquerque, another in Tucson.
Sounds like he's aiming to start his own graveyard. What'd you hurry?
Oh, I gotta get cleaned up. There's a lady in town.
A what?
A lady? You seen one of those somewhere in your life, haven't you, Charlie?
Only my mother. And she didn't live in King City.
Unbelievable. Look at this. There were 3 murders in town last week, and all of them, no doubt, approved by the town council. What a hoe.
I don't know why you sound so outraged. You almost shot a man today over $3.
It isn't true. My only intention was to unsettle him.
Like the man in Natchez?
Natchez? I meant to shoot over his head. Was it my fault he stood up at the same time I pulled the trigger? What are you doing? Aren't you going to bed?
Mm-mm. Going downstairs.
I think we should talk.
Oh, you sound like you're going to be serious.
Is it your intention to wander from card table to card table for the rest of our lives?
John, I am going to gamble until something more exciting comes along. I have no intentions whatsoever.
Everyone has intentions. Everyone with a brain larger than a kidney bean. A plan, at least, a focus on the future.
I have never thought about the future or the past either. The only thing that concerns me is the present, and not all that much either.
Well, maybe it should concern you. Maybe you should have a thought for the future. You're not getting any younger, you know.
Are you calling me old and wretched?
No, but you're not young and virginal anymore, are you?
Be an angel and fetch me my red dress from the closet, will you please?
Fetch me this, fetch me that. Can't remember a time when I wasn't fetching for you, even in the bath as children. Just be an angel and fetch me the soap. You aren't really going downstairs, are you?
Yes, I am.
Well, why?
When we came in, I saw poker tables. Poker tables and men with money.
Is this game open to anyone?
Yeah, you know somebody wants to play?
My name is Alice.
Lady, this is kind of a serious game. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't sit in on a game if it wasn't serious.
What he means is you ain't gonna have to go powder your nose and go potty every 15 minutes, are you?
You have the cards. If it's your deal, deal. Just a minute.
What?
I didn't see the shuffle.
There you go.
Haven't seen you for a while, Jeremy.
Well,
Been out of town?
miss me?
You know I did. I'm drinking if you buy it. Do you want to see me tonight?
Excuse me.
$150. Well, say my Jack should be. Check. iPhone.
I call.
$150. Raise 50.
Does your cousin play poker as well as you drink, Cousin John?
Well, we're both professional. Breeding demands it.
Ah, yes. Breeding can be a terrible burden.
Huh? How would you know?
You don't like me, Cousin John. Why is that?
Because you call me cousin. No, I really couldn't bear it. If any of these people heard it, they might think we were related.
That's one reason, but you have another reason. What is it?
I think you know very well.
Bets are better still bets.
I see.
No? I don't think you see it all.
I call what you got.
4 8s. Eat your heart out.
That woman. Tell her I want to see her in my office before she leaves.
Yes, sir.
Aiken, I'll tell you the truth. There's a lot of places I'd like to see before I die, but this King City ain't one of them.
Just gonna ride into town, I'm gonna kill him, then we're gonna ride out again. That's all there's gonna be to it.
I don't mean no offense, but I don't think you're good enough to take him.
I'm still here, ain't I?
Yeah, but what bothers me is he is too. Come on.
Come in.
You said you wanted to see me.
Close the door and sit down.
I don't take orders from anyone.
Won't you, please close the door and sit down? My name is Jake Sears, and I got a problem. My problem is I don't know who you are. Who are you?
What difference does it make?
This is my place. I make it a point of knowing who turns the cards. Also, I saw what you did to McCarthy on the train.
Mr. McCarthy was a poor, unfortunate, begging to be taken.
He was the only competitor I had in town. I've been trying to put him out of business for years. Where'd you work before?
Work?
Come on, lady. You are a professional. Where'd you work last?
Work? Poker isn't work for me. Poker is a pure pleasure.
And one more question.
You want to know whether I'm a sharp?
I don't like 53-card decks because I don't run the kind of place where you need hip boots to wade through the dead and wounded. It's kind of bad for the carriage trade.
Carriage trade? If you had a carriage trade in this cultural desert you call a town, you couldn't get them into this saloon if you served them water from the fountain of youth. But since it's apparently preying on your mind, I'll tell you, I've never shaved a deck. I've never marked an ace. I don't deal from the bottom, and I have never double discarded. When I sit in a poker game, I don't cast shadows. I'm too good to cheat. Now, is there anything else, Mr. Sears?
Yeah, 2 things. The first thing, don't ever take a cigar out of my hand again.
And the second thing?
I'll give you $1,000 for your house.
My house is worth $3,000, and that's what you can have it for.
It's worth 1,000 because I'm the only game in town, and I put out the word, lady, you will find no more takers.
Oh, Mr. Sears. You should never have sat in this game. Because there is no way in this world that I am going to let you win.
Alice Moffat, professional gambler. Now that is going to take some getting used to. Can I buy you a drink? 2 of your best. Saw you playing earlier. I didn't think you recognized me.
Oh, I recognized you.
You almost made me feel bad you didn't return my smile. Here you go.
Only a loser smiles at a poker table. I was holding 4 of a kind. And that's no time for levity.
Well, you still owe me a smile.
How's that?
That's just fine. What are you doing for the next 30 or 40 years?
Hopefully avoiding strange men spouting all too familiar lines.
I'm not exactly a stranger now. We did spend a whole night together. I mean, there was a curtain between us, of course, but,
I think I should be going.
Can I see you to your room?
Well, I need to go to my bordello first.
Your what?
My bordello. Cousin John seems to have retired. It's very late. Would you mind terribly accompanying me there?
To the bordello?
Yes. I'll explain it to you.
I hope so.
What is your name?
Big Irma.
Big Irma, would you be so kind as to ask the ladies to come down?
But they're asleep.
Well, I don't really care what they're doing. Just get them. Thank you.
Hello, Jeremy.
Hi, Irma.
Know her well?
Oh, it's a small town.
Are they all?
Come on, girls. You must talk to all of us. I don't know what you want. Hurry up. I don't know what you want. Come on. You sweet thing. Well, Jeremy. What you doing, Bertie?
Hello, Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Will you please take a seat? Well, there are going to be some changes made around here. Some rules made. The first rule is no man will go upstairs on Sundays. Is that understood?
Sunday's one of our busiest days.
This is my house now. And I'm telling you, no man will go upstairs on Sunday.
What'll we do?
Well, you might try reading the Bible. That's what Sundays are for.
You better improve the split if we're gonna lose Sundays to Bible reading.
Oh, that's another thing. There will be no split. Whatever you make, you keep. I don't want anything.
Do you mean that?
I mean everything I say, baby doe.
Wait till old Sears hears about this.
That's precisely what I am waiting for.
Nobody here's got no Bible.
You do now.
What are you? A saint?
I'm a poker player. And it's my deal.
You ain't dealing me nothing.
If you don't like the game, you can go to another table. Good night, ladies. Well, do you still want to spend the next 30 or 40 years with me?
Well, it'll sure make time fly colorful. Something tells me all that was just your way of trying to put me off.
No, just my way of letting you know who I am. You know what they say, no illusions, no regrets.
Tell me something. That man you're with, is that really your cousin?
Yes. John really is my cousin. We grew up together. He looked after me, I looked after him. As children, we were inseparable.
Well, I can understand that as children. But,
what you can't understand is why we're still together. I can't explain it. We always have been, and we still are. It's as simple as that, really. They weren't who you thought they were.
No. They often come like that. Out of the dark.
Who?
Any of the breed I hunt.
Do you have to live like this?
If I want to live, yes. Will you come to dinner with me tomorrow night?
Yes.
I mean, just the two of us, no Cousin John.
John would like it. Yes, I will.
May I kiss you?
I don't like men who ask.
Alice? Alice, wake up. We have less than an hour before our train leaves.
And what time is it?
Our train is leaving in less than an hour. If you don't hurry, we're going to miss it.
I'm not taking it.
You're not what?
Oh.
It sounded like you said you're not taking it.
That is what I said.
You can't be serious. Why aren't we?
Because I have a house to sell, remember?
You are serious. You're going to let that sin palace keep you in this revolting town?
Well, what would you have me do? Just walk away and leave $3,000 just sitting here?
Why not?
Because it would make me a loser.
Who is it?
John, be an angel and let Mr. Sears in.
Who?
Mr. Sears has come to raise.
What do you think you're doing? I wasn't out of bed 5 minutes this morning before all the girls in my place start complaining. Poker Alice ain't taking a cut. I hear that. Poker Alice ain't gonna open on Sunday. I hear that, too. All that I hear before I've had my morning brandy. I almost vomited.
Charming. It's very simple, Mr. Sears. All you do is buy me out.
That's what I figured you'd say. There's your 2,000. Count it.
If it's 2,000, it's 2,000 short. Raise 2 and it's a deal.
Say that again.
My house is more valuable today than it was yesterday. I'll sell it to you for 4,000.
You're rotten. You're rotten, lady. I wouldn't give you $4,000 for the Chicago stockyards. Somebody else maybe, but not you.
You can stay if you like, Alice. I'm going. Not enough money in the world induced me to remain here another day. I can't believe you're staying. I just can't believe it. Well, when do you think you'll be coming to New Orleans?
I don't know, John.
It's not the house. You could have just sold it for $2,000 and gotten on the train with me. It's him. He's the reason you're not going. Well, I'm leaving, Alice. Before I go, I have something to tell you. You're falling.
I haven't the vaguest notion of what you're talking about.
Gambling with the landed gentry in New Orleans salons is one thing. But gambling with the riffraff in a hole like this is quite another. And now you own a bordello, which makes you a madam, as it were. And as if that weren't enough.
John, I warn you, you're treading on very thin ice.
You've once again taken up with a man you don't know any more about than you knew about the last one.
What business is that of yours? What business has it ever been?
My business or not, I can't stand by and just watch it happen.
Well, then why don't you go somewhere?
I am.
You always say that, and you always stay. And I know why. It's because you're incapable of doing anything else.
I can write.
You keep saying that, too. If you want to know the truth, I think you're afraid to finish the novel. Afraid to find out if you're any good. Maybe you don't have it, John.
You don't mean that.
I've never meant anything more in my entire life. A writer writes, you don't. You must be a terrible disappointment to yourself. You call me a madam? A madam is at least something. You're nothing.
Then if I'm nothing, I have nothing to be ashamed of.
Can it be that your thinking is so warped that being nothing is a cause for pride?
I'd hate to think I wasted a lifetime on you.
Even if you'd never heard of me, you'd have wasted your life on something.
Maybe. I'm leaving, Alice. You'll never see me again.
Never is a very long time.
Let me ride there, Buck.
I have something to say to you.
Well?
I'm trying to find a civilized way to say it.
Say what?
You are the lowest thing that crawls on the face of the earth.
Well, that pretty well sums it up, wouldn't you say?
A bounty hunter's nothing but a common murderer.
Anything else?
The dregs of lower class society.
Are you through?
What I'm trying to say to you is you don't deserve Alice.
Well, she's a big girl. I think she can make up her mind about that.
Her father disowned her for gambling, for scandalizing his very proper Bostonian family. He couldn't have loved her very much, could he? I do love her. In a very special way. And I'll not see her hurt. That's all I have to say on this matter.
Thanks for the advice, Cousin John.
Whiskey.
All right, I'll come right up. And I'm going to raise you another $5. If I just stay in this game. Yeah, there's mine.
Thank you.
All right.
Did she make you work any harder?
Don't worry, we'll take care of Cousin Alice.
Apparently, never isn't too terribly long after all.
You know my word is as unreliable as my writing. I can't leave you here alone.
There's a decidedly unsavory element in this town, and I'm determined to save you from it.
I thought, according to you, I was it.
You know better than to take my ranting seriously.
I accept your apology. Please accept mine. I was very cruel. Cousin John, come sit down with me for a minute. Cousin John, you and I have to part. You know that, don't you?
Because of him?
It has nothing to do with him. It has to do with us.
You would have preferred it if I'd returned to New Orleans without you.
No. I've never preferred to be without you. I've been too selfish.
That's just a nice way of saying you're pushing me off the coach.
Oh, John. It's the hardest thing I've ever tried to say in my life.
Then don't say it. We can go on just as we always have.
No, we can't. It's not fair to you. I can't have you dragging my suitcases through life anymore.
What if I want to?
I'll stop you. You have to find that there's something bigger and better in this world than being somebody else's cousin. And I want that from myself, too. Oh, John.
Now, I spent all afternoon on this. I hope you're properly thanked.
You lied to me.
I'm sorry. What?
You told me you were from nowhere. This table tells me you're definitely from somewhere.
Oh, you mean the silver and the china?
I mean the whole thing.
Well, there is a story to that. You see, last year I brought in a man into Santa Fe for the reward on him. Now, the man who had pledged the reward lost it at the faro table. So I settled for his china and his silverware. And that's pretty much the whole story.
That may be the whole story about the silver and the china. But it's not the whole story about you. That's the story I'd like to hear. You may be working as a bounty hunter, but you aren't one.
Why do you say that?
Well, You know where the knives and forks go?
No, go inside.
We shouldn't waste no time, so while you're looking for him, I'll look for a funeral parlor.
When did you start to get so yellow, Gilmore?
About the time I started hanging around with you.
Oh.
And we had 3,000 acres of cotton planted in the Mississippi Delta. My father was killed at Vicksburg, and Mother died soon after that. And when I went home, there was nothing left. Not even a barn. They'd burned it all, and the government was taking the land for taxes. So I headed west. I won't go back. It's all past.
And your future is in California?
If there's anything I know and care about, it's fine horses.
Have you ever been married?
No. You?
No. Sometimes I feel as if I am.
Cousin John.
Dear, dear Cousin John.
I don't want to take you back to your hotel tonight. I want you to stay here.
You're direct. I like that. I'll stay. I want you to know, I no longer take a man or a card, anything but seriously. I no longer play just to be played.
You play to win.
It's all that counts. I'll sit in on a game for the rest of my life if it's honest and the stakes are right. Would you like some coffee?
Yeah. Well, so far, no illusions. And believe me, no regrets. You know, I've known little ladies who flutter fans in their faces and worry about their pie crusts. And lost ladies who make their living in the dark. I've never met a woman like you before. Strong enough to meet a man face to face and still be a woman.
Maybe you just haven't looked in the right places.
Just everywhere. Every day of my life. All that stops here now. I've decided you're gonna like it in California.
Oh?
It's an honest game. The stakes are right. That's the only kind of game you'll sit in, isn't it?
The only kind.
There is one thing, though, if you're interested.
If I wasn't interested, I wouldn't be here in the first place.
There's no place in my plans for Cousin John.
For so long, John has been the first thing I see in the morning and the last thing I see at night. It'll be strange to be without him.
Does that mean you go with me to California?
just try and leave without me?
Oh my God, it's Sunday. She said we have to read it. I'm afraid to open it.
Well, it ain't gonna bite you.
Then you do it.
Hell, I can't read.
Me neither.
What's wrong? What is it?
Baby Doe's the only one of us who can read, and she's afraid to.
It's been so long. And I've been so wicked.
There were 4 of you. Where's Mad Mary? Answer me. Open this door. I said open this door. You know it's Sunday.
Yeah, I know it's Sunday.
You know the rules.
Yeah, and I'll do what I damn please.
Not in my house, you won't.
In your house, in anybody's house, on any day.
Why, you... There's a Bible waiting for you downstairs.
Sister, you know what you can do with that Bible.
You know what's doing over at my place? Nothing's doing. Nothing. Used to be I made more on Sunday than all the days put together. What kind of filthy person are you that'd use the Lord's day for extortion? 2,500.
4,000.
3. I tell you what, I will give you 3,500.
4,000. Tomorrow it'll be 5,000. Next week, 6,000. The week after that, 7,000.
All right, all right, all right, all right.
Missed a snap. You always miss a snap, then your bag flies open. Can't believe you're leaving me.
Don't, John.
Feel as if I don't know you. As if I never knew you at all.
How are you ever going to finish your novel if you keep wasting your best material on me?
You don't take me seriously. Not even at a time like this.
Oh, John. This is going to be the most exciting time of our life. I'm going to California to marry a man I'd almost despaired of ever finding. And you're going to New Orleans to fulfill yourself as a writer. You're good, John. You just have to be away from me to finish what you started.
I'll end up drunk in some bordello, staring at a blank page. And you'll be stranded in California in a depot, waiting for the next train to nowhere with your dainties scattered all over the ground.
So long. You've urged me to make plans, have intentions. And now that I do, you curse my future. Both our futures.
I'd never do that.
Then give us your blessings. And say goodbye.
I can't do
that. Then I'll do it for both of us. Hi, John. God bless you. I'll never be more than a heartbeat away from you.
Order for your bags, ma'am? I'll take good care of her, John.
Please be happy for me. Please. Just a little smile.
Collins? No more long treks in the night, Collins. No more riding through the cane brakes in the willows.
Jeremy.
Better move away from the lady if you don't want her catching a stray. There we are, lady. You can see everything from up there.
Collins, you ain't gonna just leave them laying here, are you?
Consider them delivered, Charlie. When that reward money gets here, belongs to Cousin John.